Hello everyone, my name is Maurice Soares from the MRV unit of the National Fund for Sustainable Development, and I'll be talking about Mozambique's Permanent Plots project. First, I would like to give some context into REDD+ in Mozambique. So that one of the earlier key points was the approval of the National REDD+ strategy in 2016. And then in 2017, we conducted the National Forest Inventory and also produced the activity data for 2001 and 2016. In 2018, with these two products, we were able to submit the FREL to the IPCC. We also had in that year the approval of the Zambezia Integrated Landscape Management Program, or ZILM, by FCPF. We also published the National REDD+ Decree, which established the rules regarding emission reduction projects and transfer of titles. In 2019, the ZILM ER payment agreement was signed with FCPF, and on a more technical side, we developed a methodology for producing annual maps of deforestation. In 2021, we had our successful validation and verification of our first ER monitoring report and are due to become the first country to receive payments for emission reductions under the FCPF portfolio. Now for some history into the permanent plots in Mozambique. So the earlier permanent plots started in 1980, and over the years there have been several initiatives, mainly by Eduardo Mondlane University and also the Agricultural Resource Institute of Mozambique, EIM. There has also been a long-standing project by University of Edinburgh in partnership with EnviroTrade. An analysis of these projects show several common themes of challenges. One of the big ones has been lack of funding. So as a result, some of these plots that have been installed have not been remeasured. Conversion to agriculture is also a big problem, as many of the plots are located outside of conservation areas and they have been transformed into agricultural fields. These methodologies are also different for these projects, and so it's difficult to have a standardized outcome. The protocols are not always clear, and the data was not always freely available, or in some cases has been lost. And also the projects have restricted geographical scope, which makes it difficult to produce national estimates. So the Permanent Plots project was created as a way to overcome some of these problems. In 2017, with funds from FCPF and later the MOSFEP project, we established a national network of permanent sapling plots, which included several institutions and individuals that have experience with permanent plots in Mozambique, such as FNDS, EIM, UEM, and the National Director of Forests, among others. In 2019, we produced the first version of the Permanent Sapling Plots Manual, which contains a standardized protocol that was agreed by the National Network of Sapling Plots. In that year, we conducted a training on this methodology of EIM technicians, and that training was concluded with the establishment of the first two PSPs in the country. In 2020, we produced the final version of the PSP manual based on some of the results of the establishment of the first two PSPs. We also conducted quality assurance for these two PSPs, and we established a third plot. So the objectives of the permanent plots, as defined in the manual, are to monitor the parameters of forest species, such as growth, mortality, and recruitment, monitor changes in floristic composition and structure, generate data for growth and yield models, as well as data for remote sensing biomass models. Moving on to the characteristics of our plot. The plot is 100 by 100 meters square. It has a south to north orientation and is divided into 50 subplots of 20 by 10 meters. Every single individual tree above 10 centimeters is tagged and measured, and in 5 of the subplots in yellow in the figure, all individuals above 5 centimeters are also tagged and measured. The variables collected are species name, diameter, height, Cartesian coordinates, as well as qualitative variables, which are canopy shape, tree health, trunk quality, and canopy position. Grassy layer cover, as well as woody individuals below 5 centimeters, are measured in 1 by 1 meter regeneration plots, which are shown in red in the figure. And we conduct individual counts of these individuals. In the bottom left photo, you can see a botanical press as well as a dryer. Identification of species is one of the big challenges in permanent plots. And so we collect a specimen for every individual tree that is in our plot, and these specimens are then taken to the herbarium and are identified. We also conduct a quality assurance on every single PSP. The quality assurance team is composed of technicians from FNDS, DINAF, and a local university. It consists of a blind check where the team does not have access to the measured data on that plot. It consists of a remeasurement of 10% of the subplots, so 5, and the variables that are remeasured are diameter, height, and Cartesian distance of the individuals. We also check for conformity with the protocol. The current status of the Permanent Sampling Plots project is we have 5 PSPs installed, which are shown in light blue in the map. We have budget for installing 18 additional PSPs in 2021 and 2022 in yellow and red in the map. Additionally, we have created a database for PSPs where for every plot we have a folder with the raw field data, photos taken in the field, as well as all the reports produced. We are open to data sharing and partnerships with other institutions. We are currently working on a partnership with Silvera, where we will produce LiDAR images of the plots, which will help in producing biomass maps of these areas. And we are open to other data sharing arrangements where we can have added value to the plots. Currently, our plots are only in protected areas, and this is because we are concerned about their safety, and we want to avoid as much as possible conversion to agriculture. Based on experience in Mozambique, plots outside of protected areas are very prone to conversion. Additionally, the network of sampling plots determined that it would be ideal to have fewer anthropogenic effects in our plots. Although this does not mean that our plots have no disturbance, as most of our protected areas have big fauna in them, including elephants, and these can cause some disturbance to the vegetation. As an example, I show this photo taken by a drone in Limpopo National Park. And you can see in the top right corner a patch of bare land. And this is when we were in the field and in conversations with the park rangers, we discovered that this is an area where elephants will gather in the wet season. In this plot, we also had evidence of some tags that were removed and also cement markers that had been moved. And we believe that this was done by elephants investigating the plot. So this is just to show that even in protected areas, there are disturbances, although of a different kind than outside. However, we are open to establishing PSPs outside the protected areas if there is interest and there are funds available to do so. We believe that forest concessions in community forests could be lower risk options to do so. Finally, I would like to talk about some perspectives for the future. We want to have continuous training of our technicians based on the results of quality assurance checks in order to improve the consistency of the measurements over time. Since we established the first plots in 2019, maybe in 1 year or two we'll be able to remeasure some of these installed plots. We are also very open to research partnerships. The plots provide a big opportunity to conduct all sorts of research into biomass estimation, ecology of lianas, and other such studies. A challenge that we have is ensuring financing for completion of the 100 PSPs in Mozambique. So we have 23 already insured, and we are looking at partnerships to be able to complete these 100 plots in a first phase. So that will be all for today. Please visit our website, the MRV unit website, where you will find all of our activities, documents that we have produced, as well as our geospatial platform. Thank you very much.